Okay, I want to call the meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Dr. Rose.
All right, pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act, notice of this meeting was given in the annual meeting notice, which was emailed to the Herald News, the Record, also the County Clerk, and posted on PCCC website and bulletin boards on December 5th, 2022.
Thank you, Dr. Rose. Roll call, Mike.
Alumni Representative White, absent. Trustee Acker.
Here.
Trustee Drakeford, absent. Trustee Esquiche.
Here.
Trustee Cloven.
Present.
Trustee Montanez Diaz-Denay.
Present.
Trustee Moody is absent. Trustee Nutter.
He's muted, but
Trustee Nutter,
he's
you're
present.
muted.
You're muted, Harvey.
Now, can you hear me?
No, now you're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, now you're good.
Good.
Okay.
Trustee Bell.
Here, present.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Here.
Vice Chair Tanis.
Here.
Chairman Marco.
Here.
Have a quorum.
Thank you, Michael. The first order of business is consideration of the minutes of the December 20th, 22 Board of Trustees meeting. Are there any corrections to the minutes? Hearing none, may I have a motion on resolution number 1, approval of the December 20th, 2022 minutes?
So
Move
moved.
it.
Harvey and Mike.
Harvey and Mike. Roll call?
Okay, on the motion to approve the minutes, Trustee Acker. Trustee Esquiche.
Yes.
Trustee Cloven.
Yes.
Trustee Montanez Diaz-Denay.
Abstain.
Trustee Nutter.
Yes.
Trustee Poe.
Yes.
Trustee Smith.
Yes.
Vice Chair Tanis.
Yes.
Chairman Marco.
Yes.
Trustee Acker.
Yes. But you have to use a red card or something like that?
Throw it down.
I couldn't change my vote.
The motion's approved.
Okay, tonight we have the presentation by our auditing firm. Dr. Rose, you want to introduce?
Sure, but first, before we do that, I'm going to welcome back Stephen Hardy.
Oh, yeah.
I told him a couple of times that I wasn't the only one who wanted him back. That the board several times had expressed their strong view that he belonged here. So we're glad to have him back. And Stephen, I'll let you introduce the audit if you'd like. And I know Fred is on too. So.
My pleasure to introduce Donovan, Rhonda, Boyer, and Tompkins. They're our external auditors. They're going to present to you the findings for the fiscal year ended June 30, 2022. And I'll turn it over to our manager, who I work closely with, Sarah.
Sarah, and I don't know, Fred, if you want to.
Fred Tompkins?
Fred is there.
Is Fred there?
Yeah,
Fred.
Fred's there.
Oh, Fred, I'm sorry.
Oh, he's mute.
You're muted, Fred.
I'm here.
Hi,
Hey, Fred.
How are you?
I don't know, Fred, if you have any opening comments for us or anything?
No, I think Sarah is more familiar with the details. I was going to let
Yep.
Sarah do the talking. I'm here more for support.
All right, Sarah, it's all yours.
Yes, no pressure. Hi, my name is Sarah Zarine. I am a director at Donahue, Duranda, and Doria and Tompkins audit firm. I would like to start my presentation with the required communication that we have to have every year at conclusion of audit. I'm going to summarize that. I just want to let you know we audited financial statements of Passaic County Community College for the year ended June 30th, 2022. Also, we audited the foundation's financial statements for the same year. We also performed the audit of your single audit, which is required by uniform guidance for federal funds and New Jersey OMB Circular 15-008, which is required by state of New Jersey. Management, as you know, is responsible for the selection and use of appropriate auditing accounting policies. The significant accounting policies are in note 1 of the financial statements. I will go through this in detail a little bit more later, but just in the note 1, we have prescribed there is a paragraph about the new accounting principle that was adopted for this year, fiscal year 2022. This was adopted because it's a statement of government auditing standards, GASB, basically statement number 87 leases that was effective for this year. And there were no transaction entered into the governmental unit during the year, which there is a lack of authoritative guidance or consensus. All significant transactions have been recognized in the financial statement in the proper period. The accounting estimates is an integral part of financial statements prepared by management. 2 examples of those are management estimates of statements, students' accounts receivable, and also management estimate of depreciation expense. I would like to let you know there were no difficulty, we encounter no difficulty or no significant difficulty basically in dealing with management and performing the audit. I want to thank all of the accounting department and Dr. Rose and Stephen Hardy to help me during the audit and everybody else in all other departments involved. Professional standards require us to accumulate our known and likely misstatements identified during the audit, other than those that they are trivial. And we communicated them to the appropriate level of management. Management has corrected and accepted all of our proposed entries. And we have no other issues or no other matter to discuss with the board of directors at this point. I would like to start the audit report on page 1, which is our opinion. This year, the opinion letter has changed the format a little bit. There were a series of statements of auditing standards that was adopted this year. They're numbered 134 to 140. Anyway, I'm sure that numbers doesn't make any sense anyway. The formatting is that the opinion letter usually had the opinion at the end of opinion letter. Now it makes sense they brought it into the beginning. Just to let you know, the audit was performed according to auditing standards, and we did not find any issues. You did receive the unqualified opinion, which is the best opinion you can have. You had the completely clean audit. We have here emphasis of matter. This is the new adoption of the new governmental accounting standards number 87 for leases. I will go through that through the footnotes. Also in page 2, you will see a little bit different again. If you look at last year, they are bullet points about some items that this is nothing new. We already were doing these things, but now we have to put them in our opinion letter, and they want to have it more emphasized. Page 4 through 14 is management discussion and analysis, which gives explanation of financial statements from perspectives of management and financial performance. I don't know if there are any questions in there. But audited financial statements, it starts on page 15. In the current asset, you have the new item, investments. You did invested $5 million in cash and cash equivalents and municipal bonds. Also, there is a new item, lease receivable, that's due to GASB 87, the new adoption of the new accounting standards. I would like to point out your net position for this year went from 56 million to 69.4 million. This is including the pension liabilities. So there was a very nice increase here. I'm sure everybody's happy about that. So the increase was about 13.4 million. Mainly it was due to care funds and lost revenue that you received federal funds for enrollment loss and other lost revenue due to COVID-19. If you would ask me about net position without pension liabilities, it went from 87.3 million and it was an increase of 17.9 million. I would like to go to page 26 if there is no other questions. Here is the summary of your new accounting standards. Very brief overview of what has changed and how the governmental accounting board decided that this presentation has to be done. The very summarize that is you used to have the operating leases as a footnote and you were only recording the payments or paying or receiving as a rental income, but now you have to record the total future payments in the financial statements. They are recognized there, but there is no effect in your fund balance. Net position is not changing because the amounts that hits the liabilities and assets is the same amount. The other new footnote is in page 29 is your investment footnotes. It's self-explanatory. Any questions about those? Page 31, capital asset. This is a snapshot of your fixed asset, capital assets. As you can see, you have a 3.8 million construction in progress addition and about 2.7 million equipments were purchased. Majority of the equipments and machinery that was purchased were purchased with care funds, federal funds. And I don't know if anybody has any questions, but the end of audit on page 70, you will see it's blank, no findings for financials, and 71, no findings for federal audit done.
And that's a good thing.
That is a
It's a
great thing.
beautiful thing. Makes everybody's life easier.
Exactly.
All right, so the question we always ask, and I told you we were going to ask it,
Of course.
is what we're typically interested in is what is our fund balance
For general fund.
for general funds?
Yes, for
Which is,
the fund one.
which we basically call our rainy day fund.
Rainy
All right.
day funds, correct. Fund one, this year, last year was 12.7 million. This year is 20.4 million. Congratulations, I guess, in order, right? You had a 7.7 million increase in your reserve fund.
Great. So let me just put that in perspective
Correct.
for us, because that's,
Correct.
you know, this is probably the most, you know, important key. If you go back to the management discussion that's in here and you take a look at enrollment, you will see that we, like pretty much every college in the country, our credit enrollment went down in the past during COVID. Most colleges starting going down in the early 2010s.
Correct.
You know, we hit our highest enrollment in 2012. That's typical of colleges. You know, we're always counter-cyclical to the economy. So the economy did very well in 2012, 2013, 2014, and college enrollments went down, especially at colleges, at community colleges or the less competitive colleges. Princeton's enrollment did not go down, but you know, pretty much everybody else at the rung below that, our enrollments went down. So what we've been working on, which it talks about in here, is, you know, there's just two ways you can handle things. Enrollment could go down and your revenues go down, and you could just keep spending money like some colleges have done in New Jersey and got themselves in a lot of trouble for doing that. We have tried to match our spending with when enrollments went down. That's the responsible thing to do. But you know, the next couple of years, enrollments are not just going to turn around.
Right.
You know, we're going to do our best this year. So far, our enrollment is up a tiny amount this year. You know, and starting in the fall enrollment, we went up a little. Right now, we're up 5% with classes starting tomorrow in terms of credit hours. I don't know if that'll hold, but we should be up slightly this year. That's a big deal because it's probably going to be the first year we're up in probably 6-7 years. And that's true of most colleges. You know, some of you may have read William Patterson is down 12% this year in terms of their enrollment. You know, so the fact that we were able to at least turn it around and, you know, be up slightly is good. But the fund balance that we have, and that's why that is so important, you know, we're going to, you know, the federal government recognized during COVID that colleges, especially colleges like us, are going to get hit very hard. And we did. And they were thoughtful enough that they were going to give us funds to help us get out of it. And that's the funds we're talking about here. Through careful management, we were able to get those funds and get them into our reserves. Rather than just spending the money, we were able to get the funds so that we basically put the money in the bank for a rainy day. We anticipate that the next few years are going to be rainy, and we're going to need some of this money. We will be bringing a budget to you next month, and you're going to see a sizable amount of money coming out of that 20 million. Several $1 million are going to be needed to balance the budget this year. Okay. The goal is that this year we'll use a few million, next year we'll use less, and get to a point where we can either grow the enrollment or cut our spending to a point where we balance. Mm-hmm. And fortunately, by generating this level of reserves, we're in a good position where we can manage this for the next couple of years responsibly. So just wanted to put that in perspective.
Can I ask you a question, Steve?
Sure.
Dr. Rose? If that being the case, assuming that enrollment is flat, how long is this money going to last, basically?
It's probably, we will not allow it if enrollment continues to remain flat. I can look this way, if enrollment continues to remain flat, we will have to start cutting expenses more. You know, we're not just going to use this money until it's gone and then, you know, say that's what other colleges did, and that's not what we're going to do. We're going to, you know, manage this. So, you know, this year it appears when we end this year, when you see the audit next year, and when you look at those charts on enrollment, you're going to see that we probably went up slightly. Mm-hmm. That's a good change. And if we can, you know, we're not going to go up a lot every year, but if we can go up 2-3% a year, we should be able to not have to spend as much of that money.
We always talk about enrollment as it relates to, you know, where we are with enrollment. Where are we with employment across all the campuses over the last years?
Way down.
How far?
We went from 103 full-time faculty to 79 now.
Wow. What about the rest of the?
Yeah, said proportionally the same.
The rest of the staff.
Yes, proportionally the same. Yeah, we we've eliminated over the last few years, 25, 30 positions, 32 positions at the college.
Could you repeat those faculty numbers, please, Dr. Rose?
Sure, we went from 103 faculty to, I think, 79 right now.
These are full-time faculty,
Full-time faculty,
full-time,
full-time faculty, yes.
about 30%.
And that's, we've tried to be smart about it. We've done it without laying anyone off. As positions open up, we reshuffle where they're going to, best serve the students that we have. And it's trying to find that right balance. And so far, I think we've done okay, it appears. Several colleges have had to go to layoffs.
Yeah.
In terms of doing it. And, if we didn't do some of the prudent things we did over the last few years, we'd be in that position where several of, the colleges that are getting big headlines right now in New Jersey, we'd be in the same place if we didn't do,
What you did.
yeah. Back in 2012, when enrollments, hit their high, several colleges made the decision, oh, well, it's never going to go down from here. So we're going to staff up and we're going to hire 30 new faculty and we're going to do all of these things. And, even some colleges locally did that. And they're paying for that today. We understood back in 2012, I don't think we increased our faculty or the rest of our staffing at all. There's certain positions that you have, if in the financial aid office, if you've got 20% more students, you need more people to process financial aid. You can't not do that. But other things, if we have 20% less students, we have 20% less sections of courses to offer, and which means we need 20% less people in the classroom teaching it. So, certain things you're able to manage better.
If I can just add something to what Dr. Rose was saying, that from my perspective of looking at many different things from other places, that you have a management team, this for the Board of Trustees, you have a management team that's done a good job of managing what's been a difficult time period, and you're fortunate to have them. They've put you in a position where, you're not coming up with any dire, terrible things that you're going to have to do, and it's being managed very well. And the financial statements reflect that's why you are in a position you're in now. But it's really, I know Dr. Ross I didn't tell him I was going to say this, but he does a good job with this and manages it very well.
Yep.
Just my 2 cents.
Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions, Sarah? Anything else?
Yes, any other questions for me? And I just want to mention that we were talking about net position. In page 8 of management discussion and analysis, I think I mentioned that in the other meeting. If you look at the net position for last 3 years, you will see the unrestricted net position went from 23, negative to 1.6 this year. That's the huge jump that you had. So this is a really healthy, you have a very healthy net position right now.
Great. Thank you, Sarah.
You're welcome. I didn't make them. They did.
Great job.
But you report them, isn't it?
Yes, I report them.
Is there any assessment of property, like in terms of the assets?
Yeah.
Knowledge and property?
Yes, we do detail audit your fixed assets.
It's in
We
here.
do, I mean, there is as I mentioned, there is a footnote, but we do go over your expenditures. We select a sample, we audit the schedule of your fixed assets, looking at additions, deletions, if there was any disposals.
But the assets, like just for knowledge, like the assets, like this campus, is there a value placed on that?
Yes.
Where is that?
What did I say fixed asset is? It's in page 31. So your balance as of 2021, if you look at the end numbers, was after depreciation was 78.9 million, and this year is 81.8 million. As I mentioned, there was an increase of 3.8 million in construction in progress. These are your firehouse, and I can't remember all of the projects on top of my head. And then also you purchased 2.7 million equipments with care funds, majority with care funds.
Like, if I'm accurate, looking at that, it's about 130 million before depreciation would be the total value of the assets.
Correct. It's 121 and plus 8.1
Right.
million. Yes.
Yeah.
130.
Okay.
Yeah.
Correct. Now, this is just to mention, fixed asset is based on cost. It's not fair market value
I see.
as of
Fair market value is higher.
it might be, correct.
Certainly, certain things would be higher, certain things wouldn't.
It might
You
be
know,
not.
the property and buildings would be higher, but the
Equipment and
equipment wouldn't be.
machinery, correct.
Sarah, the slight increase that Dr. Rose just mentioned in enrollment wouldn't be reflected now, it would be reflected in the next audit, correct?
Right.
Correct. It's going to be reflected in next audit. And also, I believe, Dr. Rose, correct me if I'm wrong, your enrollment for credit courses are higher, which with the credit courses, you will, that comes to calculation of your state appropriation that you receive in the future. So it will reflect that. That would be increased as
One
well.
other thing that's misleading, and I just, we don't have to get into it now, but we've talked about this some other times during the year. One of the things that you see in the audit, when we're talking about students here, these are only credit students in our regular programs. This doesn't include the students who are being trained as firemen, who are being trained as EMTs, who are taking computer classes here, non-credit, who today in this room here, we had a cannabis fair where we had employers come in and people coming in. We're teaching courses in cannabis management and stuff like that.
Correct.
That's a whole separate group of students. Those numbers have been steadily growing, the numbers of students who are doing that. Through Congressman Pascrell, we received what they used to call an earmark, a $2 million training grant, where for the next 2 years, we're going to be able to train 600 students in our new firehouse facility in solar energy, in solar installation and in various things. That's 600 more. So, a lot of what you're seeing is a shift from the traditional students in the credit programs to other types of students. So you can't really say, oh, enrollment has declined that much at the college because other things have grown.
And are those the certificate programs?
Some are certificate programs, some are even more than that. When you become an EMT, that's
Yeah,
a state
license.
state license
Right.
that people go through. And that in December we had our graduation from our fire academy, and students from every municipality in Passaic County became firemen, including the paid squads in the county. So that's and those are not counted in these numbers. And so it's important to but that's what's audited, and that's why those are there.
Where are those numbers though?
We have them, but they're not part of this
It's not counted
because
in
this
the enrollment for this. The enrollment shows the credit courses only.
No, I understand, but I'm just wondering, things might be even better than you're saying in the audit then.
they are.
No.
But they are slightly better, and that's part of why it's just a shift that we and other colleges are going through for some of these short-term training programs versus the traditional students who are coming here to transfer to another college.
So if you look
Sarah,
at page 17.
Sarah. Turn this way. because the mic's
Oh,
not-
sorry. I forget.
I'm on
The
TV
The
here, so.
virtual meeting. If you look at the page 17, the first line item, student tuition and fee, the tuition and fee includes credit and non-credit courses
Right.
fees. So that's where in the financial statements you will see it.
Mhm.
Right, but when you look at the management discussion and analysis, when they are talking about enrollment numbers in page 5 and 6 and 7, those are credit courses only.
And maybe in the future, maybe when we do the management discussion next year, maybe we'll put a chart in on
Yeah.
our
Non-credit,
non-credit enrollment.
of course,
That'd be good.
we can do
Yeah.
that.
that would-
Absolutely.
yeah.
It's a
It'll
very
make
good
things look
idea.
better even, right?
Yes, absolutely. It just gives a clearer picture of what's going on.
Exactly. Yep. Good discussion.
Very good discussion.
Okay,
Sarah.
Any
thank you
other
very much.
questions?
Thank you very much.
Oh,
Thank
you're
you.
welcome.
Okay.
Keep seeing you better.
Great. Reports or information items for discussion?
yep, we have a new instructional item, Jackie, Associate Applied Science and Supply Chain Management. Or just come in the middle if you want. Yeah. As long as you're near the microphone. It's-
Would you like to sit here in my
No,
spot?
I'll be okay. Can they hear me if I go like
Yes,
this?
yes,
Okay,
yes.
so I'm really happy to be here to ask for your approval of a new academic program called the Associate in Applied Science and Supply Chain Management. And so this program is about to be presented to the state. It has, the state has put forward new criteria for new programs. I'll just go through really quickly what the new criteria are. We have to show sufficient academic quality. And if you have the entire packet, you will see that we also have a consultant report from the head of the Supply Chain Management Department at Cleveland State, verifying that the program does have great academic quality. We also had to show evidence of market demand, and we do use MC market analysis, so we were able to show that. We also, this time, with the new criteria, had to show that we were not duplicating the programs, that were there other programs in the state that were similar to ours, so we had to show that our program was different. There were other community colleges that had supply chain management, but they were not applied science programs. Applied science programs allows your students to go right to work. It is not a transfer program. So that if you look in the curriculum, you'll see that 60 credit program and 2 of the courses are actually field work, internships where they will be out in the community in various areas to learn supply chain. And last but not least, we also have to inform the state that this is going to be require significant resources. And so that what we're projecting is that we will not have to hire new faculty right away. We will operate with adjuncts. And I do have good news. I actually found this out after I had started putting this proposal together, but we did have on staff, and I won't mention any names, but someone who has a master's in supply chain management.
Wow, that's
So we
great.
will certainly be calling on that person.
Look at
And we
coincidence.
also have a faculty member, and I will name her because she was helpful in getting this proposal together. Professor Wassef, who is really our economics teacher, but she also informed me that she has a certificate in supply chain management.
And she regrets the day she told you that. She told me that this morning, actually.
Ouch.
So, we will rely on some of our own staff, and we have a couple of adjuncts until the program grows. And last but not least, we're hoping to start in September if the state gives us final approval. If they do, we're thinking that perhaps this will be an online program. One of our goals really in the future is to have more fully online programs.
Great.
Thank you.
Very good.
Jackie,
Yes.
could I ask you a quick question on this?
Yes.
I saw the chart of the other colleges in New Jersey that
Yes.
offer this. Now, once I get into, if I'm going for this and I want an associate degree, where do I go to get a bachelor's if I want to get?
Well, this
the 4 years?
program is applied science, And so we're saying this is a career program, it's a go-to-work program, and that's why you see the two field works. If it was a transfer program, then we would work with a four-year college and try to make sure that the 2 years that they spend here would fully transfer into a four-year program. But that's not where we're starting with this program. This is a go-to-work program.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, purchase of goods and services, really nothing of note there tonight, but Mike, the selection of energy savings company.
Sure. So we discussed this briefly at the last meeting. The college is very interested in trying to find ways to save energy and cut costs. And the state has a program commonly known as an ESIP, an Energy Savings Improvement Program, that allows provides for certain mechanisms to engage a contractor to actually come up with a program for us. That contractor is commonly known as an ESCO, an energy savings company. The process is a very long process of anywhere from 24 to 36 months. It usually begins with a local government energy audit that is provided by the Board of Public Utilities for free. However, to save time, we can run in parallel with that with an investment grade energy audit, which is the first step that the ESCO would do. When the preliminary investment grade energy audit is done, the ESCO will present us with preliminary energy conservation measures and an estimated cost and estimated savings to the college. At that point, the college will have the opportunity to move forward or say, this is going to be something we want to undertake. If at that point we make that decision, we don't owe the ESCO any money. There's a process going forward to have a full program implemented in which the ESCO would in fact be the company that does all the work. They put it out to bid, they would follow all the public purchasing laws. It'd be on them, not on us. We have selected Schneider Electric because they have responded to two national RFPs, one with a co-op known as Omnia, the other one was known as 1GPA. The 1GPA is cheaper because they only charge 1% of the contract price, not 3% of the contract price. Our director of purchasing has gone over all of the RFP documents that were submitted on the 1GPA, and it's a very impressive submission. We've met several times with Schneider Electric, and they seem to be working very well with our facilities people. The Board of Public Utilities local government energy audit is underway, and it is a very time-consuming audit. The ESCO will take that and incorporate that into the investment grade energy audit, which is a lot more detailed. So I don't know if anybody has any questions about this.
The hope is when we finally get this done, we could save conservatively several $100,000 a year on our energy bills. And if we could do that, that's going to go to that's another way of helping balance the budget.
And this will be done in all the campuses?
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Is this something the county did something similar a few years back?
I don't know.
Okay, the county did something. I don't even want to.
Okay.
They want to see they had gone through a similar process and were able to for energy efficiency and energy savings.
There's some very new programs, new meaning in the last 2-3 months, through PSC&G and JCP now, which cover our areas here, where they've upped the ante so that it's even more
attractive,
much more attractive than it even was a few years ago. We looked at it a few years ago as well and didn't think it was the right time to do it. Now it certainly appears that some of these things are just clearly we will save money.
And inevitably over time, you're gonna be forced to do it either through equipment going.
Yep.
Or the government forcing.
You got it.
Right.
So it's enough.
Exactly right.
Okay. Personnel items, any?
Nope, we're good.
Okay, no need for an executive session.
Nope.
Okay. I have a motion to adopt resolution number 3, consent resolution items as set forth in the memoranda dated January 17th, 2023. The new degree, Associate in Applied Science, Supply Chain Management, purchase of goods and services, the selection of energy savings company for energy savings improvement program, and personnel items. Do I have a motion to approve?
Second,
Second?
Who's second? Yolanda?
Yolanda.
Yolanda?
yes.
Thank you.
Great, roll.
So on resolution number 3, trustee Octor,
Yes.
trustee Drakeford,
Yes.
trustee Esquiche,
Yes.
trustee Gloven,
Yes.
trustee Montanez de Dene,
Yes.
trustee Nutter,
Yes.
trustee Poe,
Yes.
trustee Smith,
Yes.
vice chair Tanis,
Yes.
chairman Marco.
Yes. Okay. Are there any remarks from the public?
Uh,
Seeing none?
The ESCO is separate. The
No.
ESCO is separate resolution. Resolution.
No, it was number C.
It was
so
number
selection
C.
of- It was not part of goods and services, but it was still part of the,
Oh, I thought there was a separate.
it was still part of the,
My bad.
It says on the agenda.
Yeah.
I thought there was a separate.
It is separate on the agenda, yes.
Separate on the
it's separate agenda, it's not separate on the, on
the cheat sheet.
yes, so we have to.
Okay, so let's
let's
go
do
back.
a separate resolution.
So we need a motion to
A
approve.
motion to approve the resolution for hiring Schneider,
Right.
Electric Building Americas.
Moved by trustee Octor. Is there a second?
Second,
Second by trustee chairman, vice chair Tanis. Okay, so on resolution number 4, trustee Octor,
Yes.
trustee Drakeford. Isha, you there?
Yeah, yes.
Trustee Esquiche,
Yes.
trustee Gloven,
yes.
trustee Montanez de Dene,
Yes.
trustee Nutter,
Yes.
trustee Poe,
Yes.
trustee Smith,
Yes.
vice chair Tanis,
Yes.
chairman Marco.
Yes.
That is approved.
Okay.
Now.
Are there any remarks from the public? Yes.
Hi, my name is Patricia Jones. I'm the president of the Dental Chair Association at night.
Could you speak up a little? I can't hear you.
Come up, walk up here.
Come on.
I just want to say thank you for Dr. Rose and the board, because even though colleges are going through a lot right now, a lot of with layoffs, we were in one of them. I spoke to many colleagues of mine, and they have shared layoffs and unagreed contracts, and we were happy to agree on all 3 of them once with an increase. So thank you very much.
Welcome. Okay. Any other remarks from the public? Seeing none. Any remarks from the trustees? Either present or virtual?
Happy New Year.
Thank you, Harv.
That was great.
I second that notion.
Thank you, Michael. Okay. May I have a motion to adjourn the meeting?
So move.
Second,
Okay, roll.
Trustee Octor,
Yes.
trustee Drakeford,
Yes.
trustee Esquiche,
yes.
trustee Gloven,
Yes.
trustee Montanez de Dene,
Yes.
trustee Nutter,
Yes.
trustee Poe. Trustee Poe,
Yes.
thank you. Trustee Smith,
Yes.
vice chair Tanis,
Yes.
chairman Marco.
Yes,
We are adjourned.
we are adjourned.
Here
Thank you
all.
very much, everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Good night. Thank you.
All right.